girlfriends, welcome back to I Am Tracy Lynn. I am Tracy Lynn. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all, today I want to talk about this great lock-in that everybody's talking about and doing. And you know what? I agree. It's time to lock in. We're not waiting till January. We're not waiting till our New Year's resolution. No more putting it off. No more waiting. We're going to finish 2025 strong. Even if your 2025 was like ish on a stick, we're going to turn that to sugar, okay? Instead of it being the other way around, we're going to go to sugar. That's what we're going to do, okay? We are locking in, y'all. We locking in on our health. We're going to stay consistent on our workouts. Stay consistent on your workouts. If you have set up in your mind to work out 3 to 4 days a week, do it. Put it on your calendar. Set it in your phone as an alarm to say, hey, go work out, girl. Do what you got to do, but be consistent with that workout. That's number one. That's the first thing we're going to be consistent on is those workouts. Y'all, we also locking in on our meals. We're going to lock in on this meal prep. We're going to lock in on trying to fuel our bodies the right way, putting that protein, all that protein that everybody talk about you need so much, especially at our age, to help continue to build our muscles. We got to do it. We got to lock in. We got to do it. We got to do it the right way. We got to prep these meals the right way, and we got to stick to it, y'all. That's number two. That's part of the program. Once you start working out, it'll make you want to prep your meals. It'll make you want to continue. So that's what we got to do. So step number 2, y'all, we going to meal prep. We going to be some meal prepping fools around here. And we going to save money doing so. Y'all know you save money when you meal prep. Y'all know we do. But sometimes we just don't be wanting to. But we locking in. We got to stay focused, y'all. The last 4 months, and I'm saying this not just to y'all, I'm saying it to myself. I got to stay focused. I got to lock in for these last 4 months and finish strong. I got goals that I need to accomplish. And the only person that can make that happen is me. The only person that can make that shit happen is you. So we got to lock in together. I'm here for you. You here for me. Y'all have been encouraging me so much. And I really appreciate it. And I want to do the same for you. So please, y'all, let's do this together. That's number 2. That's the second thing we're going to do in the last quarter of this year to focus and to lock in on our goals. The third thing we're going to do, y'all, now this is going to be some fun. We're going to lock in on our self-care. Whether it's facials, whether it's waxing, whether it's getting your hair done, you doing your hair yourself. If you said to yourself, I'm going to do my hair once a week, then do your hair once a week. Lock in. Make those wax appointments because self-care and self-maintenance is a part of our goal. That's a part of our goal. A part of feeling good is also looking good. So we got to do that. So that's step number 3, y'all. We are going to continue with our self-care, our self-maintenance. I already talked to my cousin about us going back to this spa. So me and her going to go back to this spa because when I tell you I feel like that spa made my face and my skin feel so better. I felt like it lessened the look of my lines here, and my under eyes looked like they were much more it just helped them, girl. It helped them. When I was looking in the mirror, I was like, dang, I don't see it. It's not as pronounced as it was. These under bags, I said underarms, these bags under my eyes. So that's one thing I already got on my schedule that we're going to do. We're going to go back to the sauna. So y'all, please lock into the self-care, the self-maintenance, because again, how we take care of ourselves reflects in how we show up in this world. Number 4, y'all, and this may sound like an easy one, but it really isn't because it takes consistency, and that is spending time with just you, being mindful, bringing yourself back to your center through whether it be meditation, whether it be journaling, whether it be just taking long walks by yourself thinking. We got to do that too. That's part of what makes us who we are. That's part of what feeds our soul, for lack of a better word. Okay, meditation is something that helps you be still. If it's just for 10 minutes, And meditation is hard, y'all, from the beginning. It's hard from the beginning, but there's so many videos, there's so many meditation apps, and again, meditation free videos on YouTube where you can just put in 10-minute meditation and you can sit there and just bring yourself back to your center and calm down and meditate. I'm gonna tell y'all, meditation has really helped me over the past, I don't know, I lost my dad in 21. I started meditating before that because the pandemic, the panini, had me all kind of effed up. So I felt like I needed something. So not only was I speaking to, I had a therapist I was talking to, Zoom meetings with a therapist. I was doing that, and I also started meditating. Those things were helping me. Now again, it's not easy at first when you're so used to moving, having to bring yourself and sit down and try to calm down and try to quiet your mind. It is a task. But when I tell you, it helps. So that's number 4, y'all. Mindfulness. That's what we're going to do. Be mindful of our time, mindful of meditation, mindful with your journaling. These are the things that are going to help you. These are the things that are going to help you be where you want to be. Reach the goal you want to reach, whether it be mentally, physically, financially, whatever. Meditation, y'all, is a big part of it. It really is. So that's something that we definitely have to do. So y'all, let's do this together. We're not waiting for a new year to be new again. We're choosing to be consistent with our journey right now. Our reset, our rediscover, our reclaiming our time journey right now. Y'all gotta do this with me. Okay? Now, part of my reset journey, part of my lock-in journey is gonna be cleaning up this this living room right now. Because when I tell y'all, your girl been just kind of living in her living room, so I got stuff everywhere, child, blankets, paper, my weights from when I did my workout still sitting over there on my sofa. I wash clothes, child, the basket's still right there. I need to sweep and mop this floor. So that's what I'm going to do right now to continue to stay locked in on what I said I was going to do for me and my surroundings. I'm going to go ahead and clean up. But y'all, again, we could do this, y'all. I know it sounds hard, which is why I just broke it down into 4 points. Because those are really the 4 focal points that we, like, that's really it. You really don't need a bunch of this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Workout. 1, consistently. 2, we're going to meal prep and we're going to make sure we make some healthier options in our meals. 3, we're going to keep on with our self-care. Again, no matter what that looks like to you, whether it's facials, whether it's waxing, hair, nails, all those things there. Go to the doctor, the dentist, all that is self-care and self-maintenance. You got to maintain the body that God gave you. The temple that he gave you, y'all, we got to do better with it. We got to do better. And then 4, we gonna bring ourselves to a mindful place. We're going to meditate. If journaling helps you, then journal. I've been trying journaling, y'all. I ain't been able to stick to it, child. But maybe y'all can. But either way, we're going to do something that helps with the inside, our soul, our center, our mind. We're going to bring it all. We're going to align our chakras, y'all. Okay? That's what we're going to do. But right now, I'm about to get to this living room. So I'm going to talk to y'all later. Y'all, right now, I'm wishing I hadn't let my clothes pile up for a whole week and a half. Okay, so y'all, since I'm on a roll, I'm going to go ahead and straighten up the kitchen. It really wasn't a lot to do. I just keep bringing stuff into the kitchen, putting it on the island, and then leaving it there for forever. So now I'm just picking up everything that doesn't belong there and putting it where it's supposed to go. I always have all kind of purses and pocketbooks and, my robe, just everything that I leave in there. And I don't know. I don't know why I'm doing it. Probably because I'm just kind of getting used to the fact that this whole space all belongs to me. And then I still need to take the frame and some boxes over there by the door. I need to take those downstairs to the recycle, which won't get done until I actually leave out the house again, which I'm not sure when that'll be, probably tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm just straightening up the kitchen. There's not much to do. I did need to because this is the funny thing. I swept and mopped the floor 2 days ago. So I didn't have to do that. But I did need to just wipe off the counters and just straighten everything back up, make everything back neat. I did have to end up putting up some liquor that's on my counter. I lost some liquor, y'all, that somebody's son had bought me. I had a whole box of different types of liquor. I had tequila. I had some wine that a girlfriend of mine gave me. I had something from the Grand Caymans that I got. I can't actually say the name of it because it's kind of vulgar. It's a rum. And then I had some grenadine that I had been looking for that I knew I bought, but was just like, where is the grenadine? It was in the box with the rest of the other cocktails. So I had to go ahead and put those up on my cocktail shelf in my pantry right there. Okay, girlfriends, it is time to prep this chicken for my meals for my feast days. And I have some thinly sliced chicken breast that I got from, I think it was Kroger. I took it out last night and cleaned it, and then now I'm just going to go ahead and season it up. And that is I'm going to do two different types of seasoning. So I'm going to use the Mexican seasoning blend on 2 pieces, and then I'm going to use the harissa seasoning on the other 2 pieces, because I don't know if I told y'all this, but I get kind of bored eating the same things every day, so I have to do something different to the meat. So for this chicken, it's going to be half Mexican and half Indian spice. And so I'm just seasoning up right now. I did put a little olive oil on the chicken to kind of help the seasoning stick better. And I'm just going to season it with the Mexican seasoning blend that I have there. I'm going to probably sprinkle a little salt, just a little of the pink Himalayan sea salt on there. And that's probably going to be it for the Mexican. Oh, I am going to put a little garlic as well. And of course, I got to put some black pepper, some ground black pepper. That's going to always be there. So y'all, after I put the pink Himalayan sea salt on there, I'm just going to go ahead. I got me a spoon. I'm going to slather on this harissa marinade on both sides. Really good. It does have a little spice to it, but this is my first time using this actual brand. So I'm going to just not add any extra spice to it and see how I like it just out of the jar with just my additional little, salt and pepper and olive oil. That's going to be all I'm going to put on it. I want to see how well this marinade tastes just by itself, basically. Okay, and a little black pepper, of course. And I did end up putting a little more garlic on it, just because I couldn't smell a lot of it. And I was like, let me just put a little garlic powder because, it never can hurt, just a little bit. So now I'm just going to rub it all in with my hands. Again, y'all, I hate doing this with my hands, but I know that's going to be the best way to kind of get it all in there. So now it's all ready. I'm going to put the top back on it, put both of them back in the refrigerator, and let them marinate overnight, and I will cook those tomorrow. Now I'm going to go ahead and make a homemade pico. I love Pico de Gallo, y'all. I put it pretty much on anything. I put it in my omelets, on top of my omelets. Of course, if I make nachos, anything, I'll put pico on. So I figured I'm not going to buy a jar because they were really talking crazy when I was at Kroger, and I think I went to Publix as well. And the pico that's already pre-made, they wanted like $4.99 and $5.99. I was just like, oh, no. I'll just make it myself. So I bought a thing of onions. It was already chopped onions and chopped cilantro. That's the only thing that I bought. And I think I paid like $2 for that. And so I'm just chopping it all up a little finer than what it was. And, just making my own little small batch. After I chop up the onions and the cilantro, I am going to then chop up my Roma tomatoes that I got those tomatoes from Trader Joe's. And I got that jalapeno from Trader Joe's as well. Y'all know I like spice, so I'm always going to put some type of spice in my food, especially in my pico. Of course, you can make it how you want. If you don't like spicy food, then definitely don't use these fresh jalapenos. So that's what I'm doing now, just chopping up my jalapenos. And y'all, I didn't de-seed this jalapeno because, of course, again, I like the spice. So you guys know that the seeds is what kind of houses most of the flavor of the spice. So that's where the spice comes in. But again, I don't like to de-seed mine because I like the spice. Okay, so now, y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and chop up my tomato. It's just going to be kind of a rough chop. I, cut off the front end and the back end, and I just keep all the middle part. And I normally just chop it into fours. And if that's too big, I chop it a little more. But that's all I'm doing here is just chopping up my Roma tomatoes. And now, y'all, I'm just going to go ahead and finally chop up this green onion. I'm really happy about the bunch that the girl at Whole Foods picked for me, because I was kind of, whenever they pick your vegetables and stuff, you never can tell, because sometimes they don't be paying attention, especially if they're young people. They don't be paying attention. They'll just pick up anything, not looking at it to make sure it's a nice bunch. But this was a nice bunch. So I'm just going to finally chop up one of the onion stalks and put that over into my pico.
Determined to help his family find closure and left no stone unturned. 58 days.
It's about that guy who faked his death by acting like he drowned in the pond, so he could leave his wife and kids and go overseas with his lover. And then he ended up coming back here, and now, he's in jail, or he went to jail for like 6 months. And his family was wanting him to come back. I wouldn't want his ass to come back. No, sir. You showed me what you think of me. Stay your ass on over there. Because if you come back over here, hey, ain't no telling what's going to happen.
Overtly monitor the news to ensure that he was successful in faking his death. He took extra precautions while overseas so as to not leave a digital footprint that could lead to his discovery. Once again, the defendant did not count on the determination and dedication of our law enforcement. Beginning on November 8, 2025, 89 days after the defendant faked his death, the Green Lake Sheriff's Office began a months-long electronic communication with the defendant. The defendant admitted to his ruse. He admitted to the work he did, purchasing an e-bike, abandoning his vehicle, ditching the kayak on the lake along with his tackle box that had his driver's license in it and his fishing rod, stashing that e-bike and an extra battery along with clothes and money, riding through the night to the Madison area, where he dumped that e-bike in a park and later boarded a Greyhound bus which took him to Canada, flying then overseas to accomplish his goal. The Sheriff's Department continued to communicate with the defendant for approximately 1 month, convincing him to return to Wisconsin to account for and answer to his actions. On December 10th, 2025, 121 days after the defendant put his plan into action, he returned. He is now convicted of the Class A misdemeanor of obstruction for knowingly placing physical evidence with the intent to mislead officers in the performance of their duties. And while a misdemeanor conviction, along with 45 days in jail and payment of a portion of the costs expended by our law enforcement to discover his devastating act, cannot begin to fix the damage he has done, it tells our community that we will hold individuals accountable, and it may also act as a deterrent to future destructive plans such as this. Those that may wish to disappear are on notice that our community will not give up after a few days. We will continue to dig.
Oil Kingdom. It is so much fun. It has absolutely no ads, which everyone can appreciate, and it has great graphics, and the animations are, oh wow, the animations are cool. Wow, they're really cool. Hold on, sorry, I'm almost done. Just gonna get to this next thing, and next, okay, where was I? Yes, great graphics, absolutely stunning, and you don't even need Wi-Fi to play. You can play anywhere, like right now, which I would like to do.
Whew. So all that prepping got me hungry. Now it's time for me to eat my dinner for today. As you can see, I've already taken out a few things. I have some guacamole that I made earlier, the pico that I just made, and y'all, that's that jerk short beef ribs that I made a couple of days ago. I still have some left, and I'm going to make me a jerk short rib, beef short rib quesadilla with my carb balanced tortillas. I'm going to put some corn. I already have it on the stove. I sprinkled some of the onions, the green onions, and the jalapenos that were left over from the pico in there. I'm going to cook that, and it's about to get popping, y'all. So here I am just going ahead and warming up the tortilla. I shredded this cheese. It's just some cheddar and some Kobe Jack, and I'm just going to let it sit there for a second, and then I'm going to go ahead and start putting my jerk beef short rib onto the tortilla. And so, y'all, I also have the beans cooking while I'm doing the quesadilla. They're just kind of sitting there simmering. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I wasn't sure what type of beans they were. I didn't know if they were pinto beans or if they were black beans. I wasn't sure until I opened the can. But either way, that's them. They were actually pretty good. They had jalapenos already in there on them. So I have that with the corn. I have my guacamole right there. I have my fresh homemade pico. Y'all, I'm about to get it in. When I tell you that this jerk beef short rib quesadilla was the truth, it was the truth. I really hate that I don't have any more beef short ribs in my freezer, because it would probably be on the menu again this week. Hey friends, so today is my fast day, so I decided to go ahead and cook the chicken that I seasoned last night. It was marinated overnight in the refrigerator, and now I'm going to go ahead and prepare it so that tomorrow when it's time for me to eat, I can just put it all together. I have my yellow rice over here cooking, and these are the seasonings that I put in it. I did water and chicken broth because that's just, need some chicken broth in there. And I sprinkled a little bit of the chicken flavor bouillon, even though it was supposed to be a seasoned yellow rice. I added some parsley flakes. And I also had some leftover green onion and jalapeno pepper. That's what was in here. And I put that into the rice as well. Give it a nice flavor. I told y'all I use a rice cooker, y'all, because for the life of me, I cannot cook rice. Okay, y'all, everything is done. This is my yellow rice. This is the Harissa marinated chicken. This is just the regular Mexican spice chicken. So I'm just going to make like some chipotle bowls here with this flavor. And then with this flavor, I'm going to do like a Mediterranean thing with some cucumbers that I'm going to cut up as well because I'm going to add that to the bowl. So yeah, I like to go ahead and pack everything. So now when I get ready to make my bowls, I'm just going to take the meat, cut it up then. And then I already have the rice ready. I'm going to do the, have avocado, and I have some cucumber again. I got some English cucumber that I'm going to cut up. And so yeah, you guys will see me once I actually put the meal together. But this is the base. These are the base proteins and the starch that I'm going to have for this week's meal prep when it comes to lunch and dinner. Okay, good morning, girlfriends. It is your girl, Tracy Lynn, and this is my breakfast for today. So right here, I have 2 scrambled eggs with some cottage cheese. It's already in there. I already, swirled it around. I already beat it in there. So there's cottage cheese in here for extra protein. And then I have some leftover Pico de Gallo homemade that I made yesterday or 2 days ago. 2 days ago. I have half of an avocado. It's a little small one, y'all. It's a small one from Trader Joe's. And then I'm gonna also add some spinach and some more onion because I love onions. So I'm gonna add some red onion into my omelet as well. Now what you see on top of my eggs, y'all, is this seasoning blend, this seasoning that I always put in my eggs instead of salt. I use this. So that's what you see already on top. And it's almost done. So that's just what I'm having. I'm just having some bacon and an omelet. And I'm probably going to make some iced coffee in a second. We'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys see what I'm having for breakfast. Okay, y'all, I'm finally done. This is my breakfast. It's an omelet with some eggs and some avocado with a little everything bagel seasoning on there. I be putting that on there every time I pull out an avocado. I gotta put the little sprinkles on there. But yes, this is my omelet. Let me get to it. Okay, friends, so now it is time for me to have my dinner from all the food that I prepped on last night. So this is the Harissa seasoned chicken with the yellow rice that I made. I'm going to have yellow rice. As you can see, I have some pickled red onions. I have some cucumbers that I sliced up. I also have some vegan creamy dill dressing that I'm going to put on top. When I tell you, it's like a little cava at home, y'all. And then, of course, I had some corn left over that I had earlier this week with the jerk beef rib quesadilla. I had some of that corn, so I put some of that corn in there. And y'all, here go my cucumbers that I marinated and put a little everything seasoning on top of those. Then again, I'm going to follow up with those red onions, those pickled red onions, love. I love them. When I say I love these pickled red onions, I love them. I don't love the cost, because they be like $6 a jar. But I love what they do to the flavor of any bowl, any salad that I eat. So yeah, y'all, this is my faux, my pretend, my at-home Cava Harissa Chicken Bowl. Delicious.